Okay, so
right there.
Yeah, you can just look at Frank like you looking right through the camera type shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to be looking at the camera, looking away.
Yeah, look at it.
Just
Contact with the people.
Yes, sir. For sure. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3, action. Let's get it.
Oh, wait.
Oh no, okay. But you know how many times I've tried to perform with gum in my mouth?
Several.
That's not cool.
There was been hella times where we just
Throw it under your tongue?
Yeah.
Or it'll pop out on your ass, your mouth will get dry, you be like, damn.
Dry as fuck.
Reverse effect.
Dry as fuck, bro. It's bad, man. It's bad. But,
You got the mallards. Mallards look good. Can you see the mallards in this?
Gotta see.
Blood.
Can you see it? You
Yeah,
see the mallards in there? Okay.
Got the mallards on, real QC shit. Yeah, we here today. You know what I'm saying, in the East Side studio with the man, the myth, the legend, you know, hip hop veteran, I would say, you know what I'm saying, Watertown legend, I would say. You know,
Thank you.
formerly known as Calico, you know what I'm saying, to real, if you know type shit, you know what I'm saying. But now going as Torrian Ball.
Yes,
My man's real bottom of the hill shit. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Just touched down from LA. Back in the crib with the homies.
Facts.
Real bottom of the hill shit.
Real bottom of the hill shit, man. And speaking of, you know, such things, bottom of the hill shit things, you know, we've interviewed quite a few different people, you know what I'm saying, to get their perspective on just, you know, on what the bottom means to them, you know what I'm saying. We feel like the bottom of the hill shit translates, you know what I'm saying. It started in East Moline, obviously, but it can be, you know, translated into any space, you know what I'm saying.
Definitely.
But I feel like, you know, getting with you and getting your perspective is very special in my opinion, just for the simple fact that you come from the exact same like vicinity, the actual bottom of the hill shit, you know what I'm saying, Watertown, you know what I'm saying. So I guess, you know, to start this off, it would be only right to get your perspective, you know, your description on what exactly Watertown is, and you know what I'm saying, and what that, you know, East Moline and our little section, you know, between Morton Drive and, you know, everywhere, what that means to you, you know, what was it like growing up there?
Man, growing up in the East was everything, bro. Everything, you know what I'm saying. I got to experience things and got certain things installed into my character at a very young age due to growing up in that certain section of the city, you know what I'm saying. Like, from my work ethic to family, you know what I'm saying, values, you know what I'm saying, and just growing up in a tight-knit community where, you know what I'm saying, not only did people knew who you were, like, they knew who your mama was. You know what I'm saying? If you get into some shit, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker know how to get a hold of you. And, like, one thing that I feel like, you know, growing up in a tight-knit community like Watertown, is that you had to face your problems head on. You know what I'm saying? With your peers, with your family, with your friends. Like, it's so small, you gonna have to see that nigga, bro. So, like, it's either, you know what I'm saying, it's either face the problem or keep, you know, going into this reoccurring, you know, problem. So it's like, you know, it teaches you a lot about yourself. And, you know, you grow up, you know, in Watertown, you know, none of us have much. And I think growing up not having much and being around a bunch of other people that didn't have much, like, it made us resourceful. You know what I'm saying? And being the smallest town in the Quad Cities, you know, I felt like we had to work harder. We couldn't just rap. We had to rap better. We couldn't just play sports. We had to play sports better. Like, everything, we had to go that much harder because people almost felt like they left us out, you know what I'm saying, at times. So, like, you know, I know that was instilled in me, and that was something that, you know, I always wanted. And now the same things that I feel like people used to judge me for, like being from a small town, not knowing about this or not knowing about that. Like, all of the things I felt like I used to be criticized for are the things that I'm most recognized for now. You know what I'm saying? And being able to be myself, being able to grow up around white people, black people, Mexican people, Indian people, you know what I'm saying? And knowing how to talk amongst all of these groups of people and speak to these groups of people. And that's why I do have the national, you know, the international following that I have now, is because growing up in the bottom of the hill, we got to kick it with the white people a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right. We got to kick it with the essays. You feel me? Like, you come across them tracks. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's like that. So it's like, you know, I just, you know, it just means a lot to me growing up from Watertown because, you know, it made me everything that I am today. And I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else in the Quad Cities than Watertown from the experience that I had growing up there. Like, I done knocked out police in Watertown and I'm alive. I ain't get shot. You feel me? Like, nigga in front of Domino's. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother got shot in the East. Like, I was there. I seen the police out there when they killed Kelton. Like, there's so much shit that I was front and center in front of and seeing and witnessed and been a part of with movements inside of, you know, this small knit community. And we've made so much noise. We have so much talent, you know, whether it's athletic, whether it's musically, whether it's just, you know, people in general. It's something in the fucking water down there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that bottom of the hill shit is everything to me, man. So that's what it means to me.
Word. And you know, knowing what you've been through, you know, seeing all those things and all those different circumstances and knowing how long you've been, you know, constantly grinding in this music shit. You know, what's one thing that you could say that one obstacle really that helped define you as a person, whether it be anything in music or anything in just regular life shit? What's just one thing you could pick out that just
we'll be here all day.
Straight up. I know you got
so many moments, man. Like, you know, my life is like a crazy ass Denzel movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's but I think the one thing that would be the most defining moment was probably when I got my car accident and I was paralyzed and all I had was the bottom of the hill. Right? I was never gonna leave the bottom of the hill. They said I wasn't gonna walk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like having a 40% chance of walking again and like being stuck in the hood where it's either you rap or you got a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and now I can't do neither. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up. So it's like, you know, that moment teaching myself how to walk again and the whole community being behind me, encouraging me to keep going and pushing, you know what I'm saying? And then after I started walking, like I took my first steps, I walked to the park, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And that was like the first full walk, you know what I'm saying, that I did. My first jump, I ran from the police, nigga. I was with a nigga, you know what I'm saying? And he was making a serve, and the serve went bad, and we hit the dash on these niggas, bro, and had to hop out the whip. And I'm like, bro, this nigga knows my situation. Like, he visited me in the hospital and everything. He like, bro, I know you just started walking a little bit, but you gonna have to run, nigga. And so we behind Jewel, and we get to dipping, bro, and I jump over a fence, nigga, and lay in somebody's yard, bro, until the police came, bro. And this is all in the East, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's how I learned how to run again. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Bad serve, homie dipped, you know what I'm saying? Before he got too close, we dipped, hopped out, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, we had the Nokia phones back then, you feel me? Fam called me, came and swooped me. I was good. Luckily, I didn't break nothing. But yeah, bro, like, you know, it's just, you know, growing up on the East Side, it'd be like that sometimes.
Right. You real life movie, man.
Real life shit, so.
Real life.
Like that, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man.
All right, let's get back into these questions.
Yeah, for sure. Well, shit, since we, you know, talking about this LA lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, dropping these names real quick. You know, one thing I wondered, you know what I'm saying, you know, knowing how you've been out there and been working around and moving the scene out in LA, what is one thing you can say that, or kind of compare and contrast, I guess, the work ethic or you know, what's one thing with being out in LA that you can come back to a smaller town and you know, what's the message you can relay from being out there in that scenery and in that environment? What is, you know, something that sticks out to you that people should know?
The easiest way to describe it is you go from a place where nobody's working to a place where everybody's working. And that's the difference, you know. It's still supply and demand. It's just a much higher demand for what we as creatives do. You know what I mean? There's a high demand for factory workers here. There's a high demand for welders here. In LA, there's a high demand for creativity, and they're paying a shit ton of money for it. And that's the difference. Everything else is the same. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just in a bigger fashion, a fancier fashion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, a lot of people trick themselves out of moving to a bigger city because it's so expensive and shit like that. But I asked the nigga at McDonald's how much he made, and he said, I make $13 an hour. At McDonald's. So, for hood niggas watching this, that means where you work at, and no matter what city you in, is going to accommodate and complement where the cost of living there. So if rent is $500 more there, they're gonna pay you extra money hourly to make sure you can meet those rent expectations. So,
Facts.
to break it down for y'all that say, oh, I ain't got enough money to live there. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, yes you do. Yes you do. And if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen.
Facts, definitely. And you know, as far as making it happen, you know, pushing movements and giving people something to latch onto, you know, knowing how we both come from the same place, and you know, our movements were birthed in the same vicinity. You know what I'm saying, and are attached to the same hunger. What is one thing you could say is one thing that, you know, the Vibe Tribe, you know, your movement and the Bottom of the Hill shit movement, what is one thing that you would say they have in common?
Struggle. Authenticity. And using our truths as a power rather than something we'd be ashamed of. You know, growing up from where we come from poverty. We come from adversity. We come from stereotypes. We come from all of that. So it's like the Vibe Tribe are the victims of all of that. So when you think of Bottom of the Hill shit, it's everything that it is and the lifestyle that comes with it. You know, the Vibe Tribe are the people living that lifestyle that have had to overcome things and are going through shit even while they're overcoming shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like everybody goes through something. Everybody goes through a struggle. So that's why people outside of the Bottom of the Hill can relate to this, because we all go through things and we all have our trials and tribulations in life that we were put on this earth to overcome. So that's what would bring both of those together, and the similarities that we all trying to be better than where we were yesterday, whether it be financially, where we at living, or what we doing with our lives.
Sir. And then, you know, lastly, to end this, you know, keeping on the topic of struggle, you know, like you said, man, we come from a place where we gotta work extra hard, man. We gotta put in that extra effort just to be slightly seen as the next man. Definitely. You know, so looking at, you know, or thinking about the kid that, you know, looks at you and sees you going back and forth to LA and, you know, meeting up with Diddy and, you know, is making these moves, putting out these books, you know, Scenes in Empire, you know, all these things. What's a piece of advice you can give to a kid coming from that bottom, that same bottom that you came from? What can you tell them to help them get through it?
If you're not in love with the work, you'll never get the job. That's it.
That's it. Real Bottom of the Hill shit.
Like, if you're not in love with the work, you'll never get the job, G. Like, and that's just the way it is. Like, there's been so many situations that I've had to overcome, and the way I overcome things is by outworking people. You know what I mean? You may be better, you may be faster, you may be stronger, you may be more this, more that, but are you willing to be outworked or not outworked? You know, just like Will Smith say, I'm willing to die on the treadmill to show you that I cannot be beat or outworked. And that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? We've seen many come and go. We've seen many really good talent come and go. It did nothing with it. Like, I see niggas, like, I'm older, so I see niggas that flourished for maybe a year or two, and you see them now, and you see the shadow over their pupils, where they've given up on their dreams. They've given up on their creative genius that they have inside of them, and it's sad to see, but they weren't in love with the work. So.
You gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Boy, I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real bottom of the hill shit.
Facts.
Thank you for your time, my guy.
For sure, I love you, ugly ass nigga.
I will. Likewise, bro.
Let me get a tagline. Let me get a cheesy commercial tagline. This is Torrian Ball, and I rep that bottom of the hill shit.
Okay. Hey yo, this is Torrian Ball, and I rep that bottom of the hill shit. Idiot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.